Charlie, QSL, Jim, in New Mexico. I got that all okay, QSL. And I'm just checking against the roster there. Yeah, I delayed the QSO with the Yankee Zulu though. So QSL and make it a Yankee Charlie, a kilowatt 5 Yankee Charlie. This is Delta Lima 8 Yankee Bravo Mike. Okay, got it all okay. That's also new QSO for me. So a 5 and 7 with me, no problem. We are using TS950 Sugar Delta X-ray, about 700 watts into a 5-element white space band for 10 meters. And my VP number, is 1377. 77 cents. And the club station Delta Lima 0 X-ray, the VP number is 3340. $33.40. 3340. So Jim, thanks for the QSO and my apologies with the confusion on the call there. That was my mistake. Kilo 5 Yankee Charlie, Delta Lima 8 Yankee Bravo. My pleasure, Jim.
7-3, Henry, and I got all your numbers, and I appreciate it. K5 Yankee Charlie, and I'm running an FT950 also. FT950 too, that my wife gave me for an anniversary present. What do you think of that, Henry? My wife's a ham too, and she bought me this radio for my anniversary, and then she bought me a Armstrong. Tribounder pointing almost your way, but looking at QRZ.com, seems you have a good antenna of yourself, Rick, over. We'll find you in QRZ.com. There is another station making noise there. Victor Echo 3, Lima Japan Queen, Papa Delta 1 Bravo Mexico returning. Okay, Mark. We have you from Ontario, no problem. I see you there. Lima Japan Queen, Mark Cody, Field Bay Marina, Selvin, Ontario, Canada. You are 4 by...
This is the Radio Shack HTX-100, Hotel Tango X-Ray 100. This is a very well-known radio. It's a classic. This is a radio that was developed somewhere in the 1980s. It's actually developed by Uniden for Radio Shack. And this is one of the few radios, 10-meter radios, that were really specifically developed for 10 meters, for ham use and nothing else. You know, you got a lot of radios nowadays that can do 11 and 10, and they all have the same problem. They have a relatively wide crystal filter. It's a 4.5 kilohertz crystal filter that those radios have to pass through both AM and single sidebands. So then you have a passband that is too narrow for AM and too wide for single sideband. This radio doesn't have that problem. This was specifically developed for the 10-meter ham band for Radio Shack, and it has a 2.2 kilohertz filter, crystal filter, which gives it excellent passband and receiver bandwidth for single sideband. The radio also has a pretty powerful transmitter. It has an MRF 477 in the PA, and it easily does 30 watts, and that is quite a lot for a compact radio like this. Receiver works very well. As you can see, it can do 10 kilohertz steps. I'm sorry. It can do 10 kilohertz steps. It can do 1 kilohertz steps, and it can do 100 hertz steps, which is the finest resolution. It also has a clarifier. It only works on the receiver, not on the transmitter. It has a very clear LCD display. Works quite well. Tuning can be done through this knob on the front. It can be done with these buttons here, or it can be done with the buttons on the microphone. And it works quite well. Radio is good on frequency. I'll show you that later. When you put the clarifier in the 12 o'clock position, transmitter and receiver are at the same frequency and accurate with the display. It has memories. Not exactly sure how it works. I think it's 10 memories. I haven't used that really. It can do CW as well as single sideband. CW works pretty good as well, actually. It's really a nice design that Uniden did for Radio Shack. This radio has reached a bit of a cult status. It is highly sought after by collectors and also by 10-meter aficionados. And it is hard to find in nice condition. Most of them have been butchered up. It's not easy to find one in original condition. This one is completely original. And with the mobile bracket, which I'm using as a stand right now, microphone is also excellent. It is in near mint condition. It works perfect. Really a nice radio. Can also do 500 kilohertz quick steps. And like I said, 10 kilohertz, 1 kilohertz, or 100 hertz. This is a TX-RX switch, don't know why that's there. Noise blanker is pretty effective. You can do a frequency lock, then it cannot be changed, fixed on the whatever is there. Like I said, there is a clarifier, only works on RX. There is an RF gain. You can do high power, which is about 30-35 watts, or low power, which is about 5 watt by pulling this here. There is a squelch that works pretty effectively, and of course there is a volume. Radio produces good volume, so when you want to use it mobile and you need lots of volume, that is not a problem with this rig. Really a nice radio. The radio was actually tested excellent in the QST report. You can still look that up. It has a pretty good large signal handling. CW came out better than expected. It was selective, it's sensitive, and it had even a good third order dynamic range for the receiver, much better than the competitors of the day, which was mostly the Rangers. This radio performed a lot better in terms of the dynamic range for the receiver. Modulation also was very clean in that test. It's a good higher order suppression for the transmitter, good linearity. This radio was actually much better than the ATX-10 that followed it. The ATX-10 is actually a CB radio that was branded for 10 meters, and by blocking the CB portion of it, different firmware. For the rest, it's a CB radio. This radio does not have a CB counterpart. Like I said, this was specifically developed for the 10-meter ham band, for ham sales, and there is no CB version of it. And that's the reason why it works so well, I think. Truly an excellent receiver. Alright, we'll show you the transmitter performance and frequency accuracy. For that I'm using my Fox FT817 ham radio. We will switch to the dummy load. Not to bother anybody, so radio is on the dummy load right now. We'll go to 500, which is what I have for the Yaesu. Let's see what we get. As you see, it does about 30 watts, and it's good on frequency. 10 hertz difference with the Yaesu, which might be either the Yaesu or the ATX-100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3 testing. 1, 2, 3 testing. About 31 watts from the MRF 477. If we use the Yaesu as the transmitter, we can see how accurate the clarifier is. 1, 2, 3. As you see, the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 12 o'clock position corresponds to the proper frequency. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3 testing the HTX-100 10-meter ham radio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent modulation. That works quite well. Alright, we're back on the antenna again. This is a nice way to quickly tune across the band. 1 kilohertz steps.
The other day, when I was, let's see, which day was it? Okay, Matt, very good. I could not hear the 9. I could not hear anything whatsoever.
Excellent receiver.
Booming through here, 10 over S9, 59 plus 10. I'm running
really nice radio.
To a hex beam. A hex beam is about 45 feet above the ground.
That's it. The Radio Shack or Realistic HTX-100, specially developed for the 10-meter ham band and nothing else. Works like a champ, built very well, reliable, good receiver, good modulation, and good power levels. Thank you for watching this video.
45 feet, 150 watts is doing an excellent job. We're using